Hello guys, it's Christilani and I'm here with our daily devotionals. This one is for January 10th and it is called A Son for Abraham. Years passed without God's promise of many descendants coming true for Abraham. Only when it was humanly impossible for Abraham to have children did God send 3 visitors to him with a message that his wife would have a son within a year's time. Nothing is impossible with God. One day Abraham was settling at the entrance to his tent during the hottest part of the day. He looked up and noticed 3 men standing nearby. When he saw them, he ran to meet them and welcomed them, bowing low to the ground. "My Lord," he said, "if it pleases you, stop here for a while. Rest in the shade of the trees while water is brought to wash your feet. And since you've honored your servants with this visit, let me prepare some food to refresh you before you continue on your journey." "All right," they said. "Where is Sarah, your wife?" the visitors asked. "She's inside the tent," Abraham replied. Then one of them said, "I will return to you about this time next year, and your wife, Sarah, will have a son." Sarah was listening to this conversation from the tent. Abraham and Sarah were both very old by this time, and Sarah was long past the age of having children. So she laughed silently to herself and said, "How could a worn-out woman like me enjoy such pleasure, especially when my master, my husband, is also old?" Then the Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh? Why did she say, 'Can an old woman like me have a baby?' Is anything too hard for the Lord? I will return about this time next year, and Sarah will have a son." That's in Genesis 18, 1 through 5 and 9 through 14. And the next one I have here, it's a test of Abraham's faith. When Abraham's long-awaited son had finally been born, God commanded the inexplicable. Abraham had to give his son as an offering to God. Abraham did what God asked. Only when he was about to kill Isaac did God provide a lamb in his place. Abraham passed his test of faith. What about you? Sometime later, God tested Abraham's faith. "Abraham," God called. "Yes," he replied. "Here I am." "Take your son, your only son, yes, Isaac, whom you love so much, and go to the land of Moriah. Go and sacrifice him as a burnt offering on one of the mountains, which I will show you." The next morning, Abraham got up early. He saddled his donkey and took 2 of his servants with him, along with his son Isaac. Then he chopped wood for a fire for a burnt offering and set out for the place God had told him about. When they arrived at the place where God had told him to go, Abraham built an altar and arranged the wood on it. Then he tied his son Isaac and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. And Abraham picked up the knife to kill his son as a sacrifice. At that moment, the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." "Yes," Abraham replied. "Here I am." "Don't lay a hand on the boy," the angel said. "Do not hurt him in any way, for now I know that you truly fear God. You have not withheld from me even your son, your only son." Then Abraham looked up and saw a ram caught by its horns in a thicket. So he took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering in place of his son. Abraham named the place Yahweh, Yireh, which means the Lord will provide. To this day, people still use that name as a proverb. On the mountain of the Lord, it will be provided. Genesis 22, 1 through 3, and 9 through 14. The next one I have for you guys is called Jacob Meets God. At the Jabbok River, Jacob wrestled with a man and refused to let go until he blessed him. Your name will no longer be Jacob, the man told him. From now on you will be called Israel, because you have fought with God and with men and have won. Jacob's 11 sons became the ancestors of Israel, God's people. As Jacob started on his way again, angels of God came to meet him. When Jacob saw them, he exclaimed, "This is God's camp." So he named the place Mahanaim. During the night, Jacob got up and took his 2 wives, his 2 servant wives, and his 11 sons and crossed the Jabbok River with them. After taking them to the other side, he sent over all his possessions. This left Jacob all alone in the camp, and a man came and wrestled with him until the dawn began to break. When the man saw that he would not win the match, he touched Jacob's hip and wrenched it out of its socket. Then the man said, "Let me go, for the dawn is breaking." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." "What is your name?" the man asked. He replied, "Jacob." "Your name will no longer be Jacob," the man told him. "From now on, you will be called Israel, because you have fought with God and with men and have won. Please tell me your name." Jacob said, "Why do you want to know my name?" the man replied. Then he blessed Jacob there. Jacob named the place Peniel, which means face of God. For he said, "I have seen God's face to face, yet my life has been spared." The sun has risen as Jacob left Peniel, and he was limping because of the injury to his hip. That's in Genesis 32, 1 through 2, 22 to 31. And if you guys are interested in what book I am reading out of, this is the Bible in 366 Days for women. It's a really, really good book. Alright guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this today, and you guys take care. God bless, and I shall see you in my next upload.